Hello and thank you for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Before we start the show tonight, we wanted to give everybody a word of warning that each episode produced by Movie Guys Podcast is for a mature audience. You have been warned. Also, all of our reviews are spoiler filled. So if you have not seen the film that we're going to talk about tonight, turn off the show and come back when you're ready to listen. Thank you so much for downloading, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Valor Magulis, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Movie Guys Podcast. I am Ed, along here with Eric, and of course, you're joining us for Game of Thrones. Holy crap!
Right after the episode, so this is hot take.
Yeah, the episode just ended moments ago. Wow.
Wow. Going up in it. The episode was called "The Wolf and the Lion." Is that what that one was called here?
Was it? I mean, I saw Game of Thrones tweet earlier that it was called like #The Last War. But I maybe they were just saying something about it.
Well, either way, we got it started off kind of rocky, like it was starting off like how the other episodes were starting off at, where they was picking up plot points and everything else like that. But you actually, I really enjoyed this episode. I'll just go ahead and just say that, just because I feel like they kind of found their way to the track just a little bit, and they got back to the action, and this is a big thing. What makes Game of Thrones special is just these big battle scenes, and you don't know what's going to happen, and a lot happened in these battles.
Oh, a lot happened. But I want to start at the very beginning of the episode. We see Varys,
Dany here, eating, and
we see Varys opening. Varys opens up the episode, and we see that he's writing a letter. He's writing some ravens. I don't know that he gets a chance to send them. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But Varys wants Jon on the Iron Throne, and he's trying to tell the world.
He did a full flip-flop, full switch. So Varys is. I mean, this is what he does, right, for the good of the realm, and he feels that this is. I don't blame him. Like, everyone else is Team Jon, so why not? At the same part, the previously on, where they highlighted a bit of Dany a bit more. I kind of have to agree with her as well too. Like, she's been through a lot, and for her to come up shorthanded where she's at right now, and she feels like she's losing it, she's got to take some actions here. And unfortunately, the decision that she decided. Well, I mean, she's torn, and this is where she's at right now, where she's kind of fighting between the losses of her war and the loss of her advisors and her confidants and her friends. So you're in a tough situation here, man. Like, what are your options?
Well, I think she was extremely depressed. That was sort of the thing that I got, because Tyrion comes up to her and then she says Jon betrayed her, and then subsequently, because Jon betrayed her, everybody else betrayed her. And then we get to the moment where we hear the footsteps for Varys. And I got a very... You ever see the movie Donnie Brasco?
Yeah.
So the end, when Al Pacino knows they're sending for him, right? And he takes off his jewelry, he takes his watch off, he tells his wife, "I love her." Like, that moment in that movie is equivalent here to Varys. He knows what's coming. He burns the last letter he's writing. Again, I don't know if he's sent out any ravens yet.
I think it's safe to say that because of the scene beforehand with the girl, hit one of his little whispers or birds, what are you going to call them now? It's safe to say that Varys has been talking and has had enough time to spread some knowledge around a bit more, get the word out a bit more. So we're under that assumption already that's happening. Like, he did a full flip flop. He's doing it. He's doing what he does.
Exactly, and he's not. That's a perfect way. He does it. He's doing exactly what he's always done. And when he gets to be executed, what does Tyrion say? He comes right out in front and says, "It was me."
These are two players that are smart enough, or at least we assume they're smart enough to know like what's going on here, you know.
Mhm.
And the beauty about this, because I want to talk about Tyrion a bit more, obviously when we're done with
Sure.
Varys, because a lot happens here where either way, but these two men don't insult each other's intelligence. They know what's
Correct.
happening, and so Tyrion, like, he already knows that Varys knew that, put the
Mhm.
pieces together there too. So respectfully enough, he lets him die with that. That the truth and the respect, knowing that Tyrion was his only friend, and that they were essentially kind of equals as far as players in the realm goes, as their influence goes. And this is also the big start of. I have to say, this was a really well shot episode. Like, there was a lot of
Mhm.
just beautiful just shots, and this was one such where he's being taken out to a beach or something at the middle of the night, or in the cave rather, the Dragonstone cave.
Mhm.
I mean, just great shots, and this is he went like a baller. I'll tell you that. Like,
This is a testament to the beauty that is Game of Thrones in all things. When they have to get it right, with one exception being the Battle for Winterfell, and there were a lot of things that I had to say about that. But one thing that a lot of our fans had to say was that the episode was extremely dark in the sense that you couldn't see it. So I have a hard time saying that was that cinematography there was good, but I get it. I get what they were trying to do. But my point to that is that Game of Thrones, whenever they needed to get it, Battle of the Bastards, this episode and several other episodes, cinematography wise, they get it. They know what they're trying to present, and they are absolutely on point,
were
100%.
were those that you mentioned that those were all Miguel episodes, yeah?
I believe so. Yes, I
The
believe so.
directed by is what I'm
Yes,
going for, Miguel. Well, yeah, a fan favorite, and obviously a HBO favorite too. It was a great
sure.
job. And in this episode was not a disappointment either. Again, aside from those shots, but just a lot of decisions to kind of keep the fight personal, low to the ground. We didn't get a lot of
Mhm.
dragon shots, and that might have been a money saver decision, but still, it was
Sure.
fantastic. It worked very well. Um, so okay, so now we come to this after the execution of Varys, which again, uh, noble enough. If
Mhm.
Varys did what he stuck true to his shit, to his gumption, he was doing it for the better of the realm, and he did it. And obviously led him
Yep.
to that. It's unfortunate. He knows it is, and he's like, I know what I did, and I'll stick to it. So that was pretty
And
cool. But
and the Red Woman's prediction from two seasons ago or the previous season comes true.
sure enough,
And
close
yeah,
that one real quick.
yeah. They close. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost there. We got one episode left. And Danny basically tells you what she's about to do because John comes up to her, and she's like, I don't have anyone. I don't. Let me get there. I wrote it down. I don't have love here. I only have fear. And then John says, well, I love you. And then they start to make out. And then he backs up a bit. And she says the greatest line in the episode, which is, have it be fear.
Yep, that was a good turning point, or a moment right there. That was fantastic. Man, John, you just couldn't take one for the team, huh?
No, he can't. He can't do it. He's shown us that taking it for the team is not within his
I
ability.
mean, yeah,
He does what he sees as right, and that's it. Like he's got this narrow focus on this is what is right. This is what I'm telling you is right, and we see it later in the episode.
yeah.
And we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
I feel like most people would have been like, "Oh, I already did it once, so kind of you drew first blood already. You might as well just keep on going." But
Mhm. So we know the army's at King's Landing. They're siege. They haven't sieged anything yet, but they're standing outside. And Danny tells Tyrion after sort of their discussion that she has Jamie.
yeah,
That
Jamie was
they
caught.
that they caught Jamie, and Tyrion knows exactly what he's, and you can see it, his face turning. You can see it, and he knows exactly what he's about to do. He he goes and asks Davos for the favor, and then he goes and frees Jamie, knowing it's a suicide mission.
This is a big part. This is what I wanted to get into about Tyrion here. Is that this is a guy who leaves his meeting with Danny, where she knows, like, listen, you're on your last life here, dude. One more,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Right.
He knows this, and so this guy does a Hail Mary attempt, and it
Mm-hmm.
just keeps on doing like risky shit over and over, and then he warns people about the bells. I swore that when he was warning people, when Tyrion was warning that, hey, listen, when you hear the bells, when you hear the bells, when you hear the bells, that means surrender. That means surrender. I'm just like, I'm half inclined to, respect Cersei in this and be like, well, that could be a potential trap if she has that knowledge in her pocket type of thing. But at the same part, this guy went from having a lot of misses with Dany to suddenly just getting it all right. And he sets this whole thing up in kind of a way, with the help of obviously the dragon help here, that helps out, that everything was going to be set up where it's going to be casualties very minimal, and damage would be left to minimal as well too. You get to keep intact everything, and you would even have the respect of the people. Like, that's the big part of it, is that people would live, and you just walk in and you just take it, no problem, done deal type of thing. You had that, and he set it all up, and or at least for the most part, he tried to.
And he wanted no part in that. We'll talk about the moment later where there was a moment where Dany had the opportunity. The Golden Company was gone just like that, and she had the chance.
Yeah, that Golden Company was quick, wasn't it? Like, that was a few sentences in the beginning or the last season, and then suddenly they were out. They were supposed to be the world's greatest here. And,
no match for dragons. So, like I said, so then we get the Hound and Arya. They show up, and we know exactly what their mission's going to be.
Well, that's pretty clear stated at this point here too.
Yeah, they've told us, and as everybody's going into the Red Keep, you see the Arya and the Hound. I don't want to call it sneaking in because they're not, because they're right in the open.
Yeah, they're charging, dude. They're like aggressively charging.
And they make it through, and Jaime doesn't, which is a key plot point in this episode, is that Jaime doesn't make it through the crowd. So he has to go around, and he has to do what Tyrion told him to do, right? When Tyrion freed him. And then the battle begins. And then it happens.
You get this dragon action here, which is, listen, I understand that there's going to be a lot of people about this because they think, well, when what's it, Rhaegon died, or dragon's name, Rhaegal, is that what it is with an L? Either way,
I do not remember, but yes.
When Euron killed that dragon, and people were disappointed, and then I think the official excuse was that they're going with the cloud excuse, is that the dragons were chilling in the clouds. That was one that just seemed to get a lot of traction, popularity. So that's why they were able to get such an easy shot. That's why they weren't able to see the fleets. Yada yada yada. It doesn't really matter. But either way, Drogon is not having this. Neither is Dany. Goes down and just destroys. Really, what we wanted to see in the first place was Dragon doing some dragon shit, and that's what we got. And this is where it hit the gas. This is where it kept on going. Is right when she destroyed the fleet with Euron ships, then it makes sense too what she's doing, like getting right on the perimeter, just taking it all out, staying low, just kind of even, making it hard for them to. I mean, that's a fast dragon too. Just taking them all out, and it just looked like it was just textbook. Everything was just so well executed. Outside, you have the Northerners and you have the Dothraki just watching, and there's no sweat, just knowing what's going to happen. It was well done, well planned, well executed. And that's why everything after that, it made it such more of a dramatic effect.
Dany literally blew the door off the Golden Company, hands down.
After clearly winning this war, though, and at a point where, I mean, I'm yelling at the TV, baby girl, you got it. You got everything. You got it right now. You won. The bells are being run. The soldiers are putting their swords down. Everyone's on your side. Everyone's ready. And
Dany wins, but she ain't done. Okay, and the one thing that I kept thinking at that particular moment was one of the great lines in one of the great Metallica songs, "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
There you go.
The bells were tolling. They were surrendering. Dany has her moment. She sees it. She seizes the opportunity. Cersei never saw it coming.
I don't think I did either, man. I mean, to be honest, after you have such an easy win like that, you would just think,
There's the line that I harken back to that she says at the very beginning. Well, so I don't want to say at the very beginning, but Danny literally says, "Our mercy is our strength."
Yeah.
And it was they knew that they were very merciful people, and Danny. I hate to use another line like this, but hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Will you quit with the quotes, man? Like, say something original here.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry, I'm just stealing from other people, particularly the Bible. So we'll just go with that. So,
but she has
sorry.
a decision to make right now,
Mm-hmm.
and she had said, obviously before, it's clearly stated that John has the respect because of his actions, and so she is just going to take that through fear. She's obviously going to become the thing that she was fighting against this entire time, but she's done with that bullshit. And again, I kind of have to be on her side about this. So she's just like, no, listen, I've come too far just to, take this easy win and then have the people fight over about how you're going to be king. Mm-hmm. And it's just this other thing. So she saw an opportunity, and boy, did she take it. I didn't think, I thought it was going to be just like a few up and down rows just to get the message clear type of thing. But God damn, that dragon didn't. Oh man, like she was just like, no, there are no survivors. We're starting anew.
Yeah, we're going to literally rebuild from the ground up. And it's funny because in her vision, I forget what episode it was, I think it was season 2, when she's in the House of the Undying, she is going to save her dragons, maybe season 3, I don't remember. But she's in the House of the Undying, and she has this vision where she has the open throne, and it's just all ash or snow, but now we know it to be ash. And that vision absolutely came true, and it was her own fault. It was her own fault.
Yeah.
She did this. And we see like Cersei and Tyrion, they can't believe what's happening. Nobody can believe what's happening. Cersei has never been outmatched and outsmarted before. And she was.
Well, I mean, she took a gamble on this one. She rolled the dice on this one, and obviously, a dragon won this time. I mean, you would think like it was the other episodes were set up. That's what it was. You know what it was? The other episodes were so bad, and the reason why they were so bad is so they can make this one look better.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew what they were doing. I don't think that was intentional, obviously, but.
So we get to the point where Jon sees what's happening. He knows what's going on. It took him a second, and he sees that Grey Worm, and then Grey Worm starts to kill the innocent Lannisters. We've never heard innocent Lannisters before, but the Lannister army, the Unsullied, start to kill them.
That's when it gets fucked up.
That's when the PTSD really for me started to happen. The things that led to the PTSD started to kick in.
Yeah.
Jon stops the Northmen. He stops the Vale army, the army of the Vale. He stops everybody besides the Unsullied. He stops his army.
Well, then he gives, then he's like, those are enemy soldiers. He kind of reluctantly does it. Like, it's a rough scene to watch because you see this turn. Like these are the characters that, you traveled with, and you see them turn from the good guys to the bad guys in this. So it's a good turn, man. Well, you die a good guy, or you live long enough to become the bad guy or a villain or whatever the hell.
Wow, that was what talk about a callback. And who said what about quotes? Stop it with the quotes. Anyway, so
rub it off on me.
Yeah, I guess. So Jaime. So we get the moment one of the moments we've been waiting for since last season. Jaime versus Euron. Okay, that I want to talk about that for a little bit. So Euron says, I'm gonna get it wrong. I didn't write it down, but he says something like, "So if you kill me, I'll be just another king for you." Yeah. Because we go back to him being Kingslayer, which he hasn't been called for several years now. And Jaime says to him, "When you're not a king," he goes, "Well, I fucked the queen." I wanted Jaime. There was a moment that battle left a little something to be desired to me, but Jaime didn't say, well, he didn't pull the Maury moment. You are not the father that I was waiting for. But that battle, I mean, again, it left a little bit something to be desired, but it was exactly what Game of Thrones does.
It was gritty.
Yes.
You know, I think that's kind of why I like that. Where it was close melee. It was gritty, and it was just rough, dirty, hands on hand. It was I don't know. There's that moment where like both of them are just kind of strangling each other, and you can just tell that like they're really there's a lot of emotion in this fight. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Euron stabs Jaime, and then we cut to Cersei back in the Red Keep, and she can't believe she lost. She doesn't. She's crying. She can't understand it. And that's when we get like, listen, we need to leave now. It's time to go. We're done. We lost. Let's get over it. All the scorpions have been destroyed. Here we go. Like we're done. We need to run. And then you cut right to the next moment, which is the Hound and Arya, and the Hound says, "Listen, do you want to be me? I've been wanting revenge my entire life. You need to leave." And this is the last time that the Hound saves Arya, which he had done several dozen times. Several to a dozen times, excuse me, throughout the series, which I love that they harken back to this. I really do. The Hound and Arya, their relationship, to me, forms a force bond, if nothing else. Especially during this episode. You see the two of them, their stories are sort of parallel. Their fights are parallel.
Well, I think, guarding gives the Hound a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only reason that he has besides revenge, and that's why I think he holds on to it. But revenge is still the thing that drives him. And that's why it takes him to the mountain to fight him, to travel all this way just to know that, I mean, he's going to die there. He's accepted this fact, and it's ugly truth. It really is. And
we get something we've been waiting for since day one for. We get Clegane Bowl. Finally, we got Clegane Bowl.
And did it end the way that he wanted to? I mean, how it was it was pretty cool. Like with the exception of me, the only thing I could think of with that battle was I think they took a note from the Highlander. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because with the exception of it wasn't lightning, it was dragon fire, and it was the building falling around them.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking there can be only one Clegane.
Yeah, for sure.
But once the battle finally ended, the two of them, they like you're literally talking the Hound, who is a great fighter, the only person he can't beat outside of Brienne of Tarth. The only person he can't beat was his brother, and he knew it. So he finally goes and does what he feels like he has to do, stabs him in the chest, stabs him through the chest plate, stabs him several times with the dagger, and it ends the only way it could end. I said this, I hate to say this again, but my sister and I text constantly throughout the episode, and I said to her, it's the only way it could have ended. If you would have had the Hound win, it would have been unsatisfactory because you have to kill off the Hound.
Yeah.
If you had the Mountain win, it would have been sad and unsatisfactory because it's the fucking Mountain. He's a zombie. So it ends the only way it could have ended, which is the Hound up against the wall. Well, figuratively, I guess. He knows he's about to die. This is it. He knows he will not survive. He can't get out of the Red Keep. So he just pulls a he just pulls.
He wants to kill the Mountain so badly that even at the cost of his own life, he'll do it. But again, he's accepted his own death, and so he's just like, I'll do anything it takes to kill this guy too. Also, not to undermine the quick death of Qyburn too. Was pretty ironic that he's killed by his own creation. Right, but just tossed like a rag doll when he's tried to order the Mountain around him. I'm just like, no, we ain't having this, bitch. Just slaps him right into a rock and just pops like a grape, man. That was a great shot.
I hate to pick a different story to which they're hearkening back to, but that's Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yep.
Killed by his own creation, and I get it. Like there's several different storylines for Frankenstein since Mary Shelley's book, but That's exactly what this was. It was killed by your own creation. They've taken all the great literary arts and great films and great stories, and they're bringing it to this episode. And then moving on, we get to Jaime and Cersei, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about them because Game of Thrones has spent 8 years telling us the story. But Jaime and Cersei, they finally get to the basement where Robert Baratheon had put all the skulls and where Tyrion and Jaime had met before. It's like the hidden place in the Red Keep. And the exits are blocked. And Jaime knows it. Jaime knows he's dying. And Cersei begs for her life to Jaime.
Yeah.
Cries and is just saying, I don't want to die. Don't let our baby die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And Jaime says, he goes, he said, just what was the line? I don't remember. It was like, it doesn't matter. We're the only thing that matters.
Yeah, that's it.
And they just die together. The Red Keep falls on top of them, and they're dead.
So
they're
yeah, it's Shakespearean enough as it is. I get it. But what does this mean?
Yeah,
I mean, 'cause,
yeah.
like Brienne's still sitting in Winterfell, and she's still like, obviously, that was a shit move for Jaime, like to do that, and people are gonna be disappointed about that too, because again, like he chose to do this. He could have just stayed there, could have stayed with Brienne, and he could have lived a life without Cersei, but there was this connection that he has with Cersei for some reason.
They shared a womb together, and then he touched her womb with his penis.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. In that case, yeah, Born in the Womb. Do you think that last shot of them? I mean, because it was very poetic, obviously in each other's embrace, very close to each other. But as the walls are just kind of caving around them, I mean, they're probably going to again leave this world the same way that they came in, kind of in that embraced position type of thing. You know, yeah, it's actually kind of a good shot, actually, kind of a good observation.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. I mean, that was a great catch. I didn't think of that. I mean, as we're talking, they're twins, and they were born together. That's the way you
close an arc.
Yeah, they did. They were born together and they died together. And man, oh man, I mean, and then the thing with Arya, like, she just keeps on fighting. She refuses to die. She keeps moving. And we get this thing at the end where the woman and child who saved her, she saves one last time, or so she thinks, and the move that she does ends up getting them killed.
Well, you have this episode, those two was kind of like the girl in the red coat effect of Schindler's List type of thing, where they would keep on doing callbacks, so you know that you don't know who these people are, but them being on screen would show that they're going to play some sort of part, and obviously we get this part where it's to the realization of Arya that she just had a new name to her list. So
yeah, that's a great point. With the look she gives when she gets on that white horse, again, more symbolism, more callbacks to other stories. She gets on that white horse, and did she add Dany to her list? I mean, is that a thing now? Like, she said she doesn't plan on coming back, and I know we have one episode left. Man, oh man, like, is that a thing? Is at the expense of ending our show talking about this, because I wanted to talk about your theories and thoughts, but I didn't really want to. Then again, I didn't, because I just want to let the show play out.
Of course, like this is gonna give a lot to talk about. This was good. I think this is really what we needed right now, was an episode like this, just to burn it the fuck down, and that's literally what happened, both figuratively and literally. Everyone just burned the fuck down, because I like this. My girl Dany is now just taking the throne, and she's just like, who next? Let's go. Man, this is the screenshots or for the previews of the next episode have her kind of like in this almost like First Order-esque kind of shot of her just kind of walking out to her might, her military power, and just in the ash, Oh wait, what was that in that case? What was Littlefinger's thing? Some people they would watch the world burn just so they could be king of the ash or something.
He was talking about Cersei at that particular moment.
I think it was. Oh, was it? Because wasn't I think there was a comment about Littlefinger. All right, maybe I'm digging.
Yeah, no. You're right. I mean, we're going back several seasons, but yeah, Littlefinger does say, Cersei's the kind of person who would burn the world just to roll over the ashes. Or again, I'm not verbatim. I'm getting it wrong, but he says that, and he was right about the prediction was right. It was just about the wrong person.
True. Chat brings up a good point here. If we're going to go there, what's the deal with the white horse at the end too? Does that signifies anything in particulars, or do you think it was just some sort of herring for something else?
Well, the we've got an hour and a half left of Game of Thrones. Next episode is it. There are no more red herrings. The writers have given us enough red herrings throughout the franchise, or throughout the series, that there are none left. So the symbolism, to me, and I want you to retort, and I want you to argue or agree, Arya is the savior of the realm.
Yeah, you think
because you get the line, you get the line, you get all the symbolism for you. Look. Let's just go to the biblical terms. Let's go to all the writing, previous, all the historical things. The great white horse or the great white knight, the kind of thing is like it symbolizes light, it symbolizes the Savior, it symbolizes the things to come. It symbolizes the people that are there to help, right?
Yeah, they are the divine, yes.
Correct. So we get the white horse, and it's symbolism, but there's no underlying tones, I don't think. And I thank Chad for his question, but at the same time,
I'm talking about chat.
Oh, the chat question. I think the chat question. I'm sorry. I misheard what you said. But yeah, it's the symbolism is very blatant. Okay, they're giving you exactly what they're going to tell you. This is what they just gave us at the end was the summary, in my opinion, of what is about to happen.
Well, what if it's this is because as of recently, Arya, these dominoes have been falling her way pretty well. Either whether it be Bran giving her the dagger that saves the realm, or whether it be the Red Witch Melisandre telling her not today, or her just so the gods are obviously having it fall her way. That really is what it seems. And so this horse probably is just one of the same as well too, where the gods have a plan for her and not today. So get on that horse and get the hell out of here.
To get a little nerdy, I forget the episode, but Missandei says that in Old Valyrian, prince and princess, the word is the same. The word is not gender specific. So the prince that was promised, that quote also means prince or princess.
So is that your vote for Team Dany here? Or you want Arya?
Arya, in my opinion, they've been leading us here this whole season. And I don't think that they're going to give us red herrings. I don't think that's the thing. I don't think Arya is going to sit on the Iron Throne. She wants no part in it. She's not a lady. But Arya will be the catalyst. And Arya is a princess, the brother or sister of the king. Right? Sure. Or daughter or whatever.
Well, so, either way, we can agree on one thing in that Bran better goddamn do something next episode.
He's done. I think Bran's done.
He has nothing. He has nothing left to give us. You are going to get a letter from me and Movie Guys Podcast, and just it's just going to say, Bran, what the fuck,
Okay, all right. So let's look.
You can't give me that and then just leave it with that. It's bad writing. It's bad.
All right. I'm going to give you the carpet. I want to give you red carpet. I want to give you the floor. I want you to tell me Do we want to do this? Do we want to predict? Or do we just want to let it go?
I don't even know. Like after this episode, I don't know if I can predict. First off, I don't know who's still in the game. Tyrion's still in the game. I don't think he.
Tyrion's alive. Dany's alive. Jon's alive. Arya's alive. Sansa's alive.
Yeah.
Grey Worm's alive, but I don't think he wouldn't sit on the Iron Throne. The players in the game: Arya, Jon, Dany, Tyrion, and Sansa.
Well, oh wait, Cersei lost. So what do you think is going to happen about Bronn?
Well, whoever lives is going to fulfill their promise. If Tyrion lives, somehow, if Tyrion lives, he'll fulfill his promise. He'll give them Highgarden. He'll give Bronn Highgarden.
Think Bronn will kill Tyrion? Like that?
No. Bronn had his shot, and he sat there and he showed us again his true colors, and he said, "Look, this was the offer I was given. I'm giving you the shot. I'm giving you a chance at giving me a better offer. This is it. If you don't give me the better offer, I'm going to kill you." And he gave them, and Tyrion gave him a better offer. And we know that Cersei's dead. So Bronn is out there hiding somewhere,
just so
waiting
you know,
for the.
He's still in the game. He's still somewhere.
He is, but he's not. He's not going to sit on the Iron Throne. That's not his thing.
Bro, watch Bran come out of nowhere, resurrect the dead, and then they wipe out Dany. There you go. I'm gonna go straight to left fucking field with that prediction.
That is an Oakland left field right there.
I'm putting too much into Bran, and
yeah,
he's disappointed. I don't know. I mean, it seems like a lot of people just. I mean.
All right, I just want to let the show be what it is. I'm so excited. We've got one episode left. Subscribe to us on YouTube, please. Just go on our Instagram or Twitter or wherever. There's links to our YouTube there, at Movie Guys Podcast on Facebook and at Movie Guys Pod on Instagram and Twitter. So, again, thank you so much for everybody that makes this show possible. And, of course, thank you to all the fans. We're so excited. This is the Game of Thrones things that you and I have been doing, Eric, for the last 2 seasons. Are the most popular episodes, hands down, of Movie Guys Podcast. We just want to thank you. I so look forward to the final episode. I don't think they're going to pull Sopranos on us. I don't think it's just going to go black. HBO is notorious for doing shit, but I feel like the writers are going to give us the answers we want. And we will listen. We're going to join you. You're going to join us. We're going to join you for the last episode. We're going to have a lot to talk about. I want you to laugh with us. I want you to cry with us. Holy crap. We have a lot to go on to talk about. And we're just going to open the floor next week. Send us, at us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Just send us anything and everything. Don't forget, Movie Guys Podcast, available for download this Friday, and live on Wednesday we're going to be talking about Detective Pikachu. Check out our archives for a brief history of Pokemon for Eric and Jordan. With that being said, Eric, man, I can't wait. I can't wait till next Sunday.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't know who's gonna be on the throne, but anyone. Littlefinger. Littlefinger's gonna come out of nowhere.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great night and join us again next Sunday, immediately following Game of Thrones. Valar Morghulis, Valar Dohaeris, all that shit. The common tongue, whatever you want to say. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next Sunday for another special episode of Movie Guys Podcast presents Game of Thrones, the series finale.